welcome back to my YouTube channel. Thanks for clicking on this video and joining me on my journey to create coloring pages for children's coloring books using Leonardo.ai. So this video is going to give you a step-by-step instruction on how you can easily create coloring pages using Leonardo.ai. Now please keep in mind that Leonardo.ai is a paid subscription platform, so if you want to utilize Leonardo.ai, you'll have to pay a monthly subscription fee. I think they give you a couple of free credits, but I'm not exactly sure. But they give you a lot for the money that you pay for, so you can generate like an entire coloring book or two, with your monthly credits. So let's go over to Leonardo.ai and let's go into the platform. We're gonna go into this platform and we're gonna just kind of look around. So if you go to, if you go to the basic, go to the front page and you click launch app, it'll take you to the main dashboard. This is the main dashboard, and this is where you would get started. You can kind of look around. On the left hand side you have everything. You have all your tools and stuff like that, because this is a very in-depth picture generator. I don't know how it is in comparison to the other ones like Midjourney, but Leonardo.ai I have found is very in-depth for me. So they have image generation, real-time canvas editor, motion, and they have real-time generation. So in this video we're going to be using the image generation feature. So these are the last couple of things that I have generated, just to kind of show you what prompt that I put in and what the different types of settings that you can use to generate different types of coloring pages for your book. As you can see, there's a lot of different types. First I put in a bunny hopping and it gave me this, and I used Leonardo Kino XL with the dynamic, and then these are the input resolutions, or the size in other words. And then I went on to type in a little girl at the beach, and I used Leonardo Kino again with the dynamic. And then as I scroll up, I tried different settings. I used the anime pastel dream, kept it to dynamic. Then I tried Dream Shaper, and then I tried Leonardo Vision XL with the sketch black and white, and I kept the sketch black and white and tried the stable diffusion. You can see the differences in the results that they gave me. Then I tried Leonardo Diffusion with ray traced, and it gave me all color, so that one will not be working. And then I came to find one that I like. I like the first image, and I used Albedo Base extra large with the sketch black and white. So up here at the top you can see the settings that I have input. And if you click the drop down arrow, it'll give you all the different types that you can use: 3D animation style, animal pastel dream, anime pastel dream, and then all the different ones that they have. Then you can choose a style. Now each model comes with different options for the style. So if we choose Leonardo Diffusion, let's go to anime pastel dream. They have different ones. It's not showing, of course, right now. But that's how I was able to get the sketch, be it black and white, the ray traced, and all the other ones that I used to generate these images. Okay, so if you want to create coloring pages for free, you can use Canva's free image generator. But I have to warn you that the Canva image generator may not produce the best results. I've tried it before and I wasn't 100% happy with it. And this is why I opted to use a separate image generator that generates, to me, better images. So you kind of get what you pay for. I mean, I do have the pro version of Canva. But I don't think it matters how the images come out, whether you have free or whether you have paid. So the first thing before you are going to start your coloring book or coloring pages, the first thing you're going to do is to research the market trends. And you can do this by going on Amazon and figuring out what is selling. So let's go on Amazon and we're going to type in coloring books for kids. And so the first couple of results are just simple coloring books, cute little images of like little pigs and unicorns and dogs and stuff like that. And if we scroll down more, we have mermaids and, different types of animals and ice cream cones and stuff like that. We have dinosaurs. Amazon does show which ones are best sellers, so you can kind of gauge based on the reviews and based on the bestseller tag. I don't know why they have, because it's sponsored. So based on the reviews, you can see that this ABC coloring book is very popular. It's very cheap as well. And then you can see that these two are pretty popular as well. And yeah, just base what you want to make your coloring book off of what's already selling and how you can like add a twist to it and, make it your own. So let's go back over to Leonardo. And then you also want to understand your customers' preferences. So you can read the reviews on existing coloring books and figure out, what are people saying? Maybe they love the complexity of the designs, or maybe they're looking for something more relaxing. Reviews can tell you a lot about what people are actually looking for in a coloring book. So pay attention to both positive and negative feedback, because it's all useful. And try to get a sense of emerging trends. Are certain themes gaining popularity? Social media can be a great tool for this, so check out hashtags related to coloring books and see what people are posting and talking about. Maybe there's a new trend that's starting to pick up steam. And you also want to consider seasonal and occasional themes. So don't forget about seasonal and occasional. Around the holidays or certain seasons, related themes might spike in popularity. So think about how your coloring book could tie into Christmas or Halloween or summer vacations, traveling. And then you're going to want to balance the popularity with the uniqueness. So remember, it's all about balancing what's popular with finding your own unique angle. You don't want to be doing exactly what everyone else is doing. Maybe you've noticed that mandalas are popular, but what if you created mandalas combined with something unique like famous landmarks or astrological signs? That could be your niche. So by doing this through market research, you'll have a much better idea of what kind of coloring book you could succeed with on Amazon KDP. It's all about finding that sweet spot where your interests and skills meet customer demand in a not too crowded marketplace. Okay, so then you're going to want to develop your unique theme. Once you've got a good feel for the market, it's time to nail down your theme. This step is super important because it's basically the heart and soul of your coloring book. You want a theme that not only stands out, but is also something you're excited about and can produce well. You're going to also want to align your skills with the market demand. So let's say during your research, you found out that there's a high demand for adult stress relief coloring books, which there is. Now, match that with what you're good at. If you're great at drawing intricate patterns, then that's the perfect match. You're hitting a market need with something you're skilled at. So this combination is key. It means that you can create something that people want and that you can be proud of. Now, I also want you to think about the specifics of your theme, because intricate patterns are a broad category, right? So you need to narrow it down. What kind of patterns are you thinking about? They could be geometric, they could be nature inspired, they could be abstract, or even something like architectural designs. The more specific you get, the more unique your book becomes, and uniqueness sells. And consistency is key. Remember, whatever theme you choose, you need to be able to produce it consistently. So if you're doing intricate patterns, make sure each page maintains a certain standard and style. You don't want one page to be super detailed and the next page to be overly simple. Consistency makes your book look professional and cohesive. And then make sure you're adding a unique twist. Here's where you can really shine. Add your unique twist to the theme. And if you're doing patterns, maybe each pattern is inspired by a different country's art style, or if you're into history, each design could represent a different historical era. This twist is what makes your book different from the hundreds of other pattern books out there. And you're also going to want to consider the end user experience. So think about the person who will be coloring your pages. If it's for stress relief, the designs should be calming to work on. They shouldn't be so complex that they're frustrating, but not too simple either. It's all about finding that balance that provides a relaxing and enjoyable experience. And be prepared to adapt. Lastly, be flexible. As you start creating, you might find certain designs don't work well as you thought, or maybe you come up with new ideas. It's okay to adapt your theme as you go along, as long as you keep it cohesive. But really honing in on a unique theme that aligns with both your skills and market demand, you set yourself up to create a coloring book that not only sells, but also stands out in the crowded Amazon KDP marketplace. So let's head back on over to Leonardo.ai. Using Leonardo.ai to create your coloring pages is like having a digital artist at your fingertips. The key here is to give clear, detailed instructions, and we call these prompts. The better your prompt, the better your AI's output will be. So we're going to craft an effective prompt. Think of your prompt like a recipe. You need to include all the ingredients for the AI to cook up something good. Let's say your theme is sea life. A prompt like line drawing of a coral reef is a good start, but then let's add some more details. Try line drawing of a diverse coral reef scene showing a variety of corals and sea life like fish and sea turtles, suitable for a coloring book. The extra details guide the AI to create exactly what you need. So let's type that in. Line drawing of a coral reef a diverse coral reef scene showing a variety of corals and sea life like fish and sea turtles, suitable for a coloring book. And let's see what Leonardo.ai gives us. So if Leonardo.ai does not give you what you want the first time, don't be afraid to change up your wording. And you could even use ChatGPT if you want to generate a prompt that will give you what you're looking for. So the second one that they generated has a little color in it, so I don't like that one. And I don't really like how these came. I don't like how they came out. There's too much grayscale. So let's do white background and let's try to put in no grayscale. It didn't work that well for me when I prompted it to do that last time, but we'll see what they come up with this time. Sometimes it takes a little bit, so just give it a little time. And I just wanted to point out on the left hand side at the top it says number of images. So you can prompt Leonardo to give you 4 images at a time, or 5 or 8, but just remember, as the number of images goes up, if you look on the right hand side at the top where it says generate, for 4 images is 20 tokens, and for 2 is only 16. So however many you ask it to give you, just remember, the more you ask it to give you, the more you ask it to give you, the more tokens that you're going to be using. And I have about 8,000 tokens. This should last me well over a month. And let's go down here so I can see what these prompts that I gave it. So let's go to Leonardo Kino. And then let's keep it to sketch black and white, and let's generate. And this time it's generating 4 images for me, so we can see what it's going to give us. And also on the left hand side, on the left panel, you have the dimensions option. So this, you don't have to keep this size. You could always change the size that you want, and because we're making a coloring book page, so we want it to be the right dimensions when we bring it into Canva. So we could always change those just to keep that in mind. And these are a little bit better than the last ones. Let's see what happens when we choose the anime option. And it generated these, so that is not the prompt. We don't want to do that. We're going to go back to Sketch, black and white, and use this one. Let's try this one last time. So this is what it produced for us. We could probably use the first image. There's a lot of gray in this though, so we could probably only use the first image out of the 4. So I'm gonna go back to 3, and I am going to change up the prompt. So let's do African American little girl playing with dolls in her bedroom, coloring page, white background, no grayscale. So let's see what this prompts for us. So these are what they gave us, and I'm just going to do it one more time with bold lines added to the prompt. Now keep in mind that obviously your images are not all going to be perfect, and you may need to tweak them after you have your initial designs from Leonardo.ai. This editing step is crucial because it's where you polish your designs and make sure they're perfect for your coloring book. So you can clean up lines. Even the best AI generated art can have some stray marks or uneven lines. So using a graphic software like Adobe Photoshop or Illustrator, you can go in and manually adjust these. You want the lines to be smooth and you want them to be clear and making them easy and enjoyable to color. You can also take these and adjust the spacing and the layout. So just take a look at all the spacing and overall layout of the image. Are the elements too crowded or maybe too spaced out? You want to create a balanced composition on each page. In a coloring book, it's important to have enough space around each element to allow for easy coloring. And you may want to add or remove any details. Depending on your theme and your audience, you might want to add more details to your designs or remove some to simplify them. If your book is for adults, they usually appreciate more intricate patterns, but if it's for kids, simpler and more playful designs are better. So you can add little details like textures or background elements, or take them away if it's getting too cluttered. But just make sure you're ensuring consistency, because consistency is super important in a coloring book. You want all your pages to have a similar style and level of detail. This makes the whole book feel cohesive. If one page has super thick lines and the next one has thin, delicate lines, it might feel a bit off. So you want to make sure all the pages look like they belong in the same book. So when it comes to final quality checks, once you've made these edits, do a final quality check. Look at each page critically. Are there any smudges? Are there any weird gaps or inconsistencies? Are the images clear and do they print well? Sometimes things look different on the screen than they do printed out, so doing a test print can be really helpful. And lastly, you want to make sure you're optimized for printing. Make sure your images are optimized for printing, and this could mean they should be the right resolution, which is usually 300 dpi for print, and the correct size for your book. You don't want any pixelation or blurry lines when it's printed. Editing and refining your pages is where you bring your personal touch to the AI generated designs. It's about making each page a work of art that people will love to color. It's a bit time consuming, but it's definitely worth it when you see the final result. If you have any questions about how to use this platform or how I created these images, if you have any further questions, just let me know in the comments and I will be sure to answer them for you. Thank you again for watching. See you soon.